Hi guys, this is Adil Tahila and welcome to Circuit. Well, you're noticing something interesting, right? That this is a different type of a different thing, right? Look at this. Hmm. Okay, so welcome to the operating system that's going to replace Android. Yes. Welcome to Fushia. I have exclusively downloaded it on my phone as an APK file compiled by GitHub. And guess what? This is just a preview of how it looks like or how it feels. So, since I'm the first African person to try how to see fuchsia for my own in my own eyes, this is how it's supposed to look like, basically. Um, there is going to be only one button on fuchsia, as you can see, and fuchsia will be fuchsia. This is version 10 Armadillo. Is going to look like is going to be a card based operating system. It's going to be based on mental cards where your there's no there's first of all you should notice something interesting, that when I slide up there is no, and I repeat, no, there is no status bar at all. This is a fully card based operating system, and this is the operating system that has the potential to replace Android. Imagine. So, look at this. I have gotten it exclusively from GitHub, and it doesn't look so developed. It doesn't look developed yet. This is like this is a leaked form factor of it, and that's why you see a person's face on it. Suggestion knee, suggestion chi, suggestion rock. Let's make it really long so it wraps. Suggestion nana, suggestion hachi, suggestion dummy. Initiate inactive story. So what happens is it's a more user based, it's a more user oriented experience where everything is on one page and there is not much clutter flying around, which I personally think is a good idea for Android. What you should know about Fuchsia is that one thing you should know about Fuchsia is that it runs on a totally new kernel, meaning that bloatware from existent IOMs given by different device manufacturers will no longer exist. That means you will all receive a fresh base Android. All of you will receive a custom ROM. All of you, anyone who buys a phone running on Fuchsia will receive a custom Fuchsia, meaning original fuchsia that does not have any bloatware from the device manufacturer. And because device manufacturers used to play this game of allowing your device to become obsolete so they can be able to buy newer devices as Android increases, there is good news for users of Android or Google fans. Now, Fuchsia allows you to receive constant updates. And I'm serious, yes, constant updates. And to show you how the to show you how serious they are, this is what they released for testing. But this is exclusively to those people who are tech reviewers, those people who are fans from GitHub. They have access to this, so you can be able to see how this new will work. See, already it will tell me bad module. Well, okay, sorry. Let's go back to Armadillo. It's running on a separate ROM, and it's compiled as an APK, so I can easily access it from my mobile device. Because it's not fully designed, you will see the thing is different. Another benefit of Fuchsia is that it will be able to be spread across all devices, from your wearable handset all the way to your Google Car in the form of CarPlay. That is sorry, not CarPlay, but Auto TV. The Android application for cars will now be exchanged with Fuchsia for cars. That is the car exclusive for Fushia. And Fushia is making all the rage. But now, as an African, this is the difference between most tech reviews you see online, done by high developed guys, and this. I focus more on an African market. I honestly see this having a problem on African markets, and I honestly see this having being developed on a very wrong scale. As you can see, there's no easy access to calls or texts. This is a more web-based, and I repeat, this is a more web-based. This is a more web-based operating system. Yes, this is a more web-based operating system. Don't be surprised. Don't be so surprised. This is a web-based operating system. And I'm not kidding. It does not have a status bar. Please do not be deceived by the status bar that I am loading. I had to use a different type to be able to run it differently. I like the user interface. The user interface is beautiful, and the fact that you can swipe up to get Google, to ask Google for anything. I like that idea. But again, this is a form factor, which means it can change. It can actually change depending on how they develop it, and depending on how they will be able to interact with the hardware manufacturers and software developers, because it's a concept. It's a Google concept that is being actualized slowly. This might be the software that will run your phones in the future. Yes, this might be the software that will run your phones in the future, and as you can see, it is more card based. There is nothing much to it. For people who are used to seeing apps floating, now you will see notifications more. You will see notifications more because now it will be based on notifications instead of applications. I am yet to discover how a person can be able to access applications on this thing, and because the APK does not give any guide on this thing, I do not know how it will run. But I am hopeful. I am very much hopeful that this will be able to run better, this will be able to run you'll be able to use this, hopefully, because I'm finding it hard to use. There's no I can't access many things. Cut out I'm supposed to access a lot of things right now, the way you're used to accessing apps and stuff. It is hard, really. It is really hard. It is really hard. These things, by the way, they disappear, and you're left with that button. That's one button over there, which you click goes back to your home section. This is your home section, by the way. This is the home section. When you click, it opens up what is supposed to replace the status bar, and that's all you're going to get to see from your home section, and a little bit of your wallpaper that's going to be all around your story pages. And because story pages will be put into colors, I do not see a dark mode appearing for this anytime soon. And the person who was talking mostly about this Fushia OS and how it's supposed to run, and how crazy thing is going to happen, is telling us somehow that this Fushia OS, this Fushia operating system, which is supposed to replace Android in the coming years, since it's running on a different kernel, is supposed to it was a kernel based operating system. What I mean is that it was not specifically designed to look like this, but this will be the possible outcome and the possible outlook. This will be the possible UI or feel of Fushia OS. Understand that this thing is fully web-based. As an African, I do not like it at all. You can see the log out feature. The logging out feature will be based on an idea of guests. having multiple accounts, running multiple Google accounts on one device. And that's a problem because you see, phones were initially designed to be able to receive calls and text, but if you make an over reliance on Wi-Fi, as you can see, make an over reliance on Wi-Fi, assuming that all Android users have constant access to the internet, which is a very terrible assumption, by the way, as I had featured in the as I had featured in the previous video, Google's biggest mistake. You will notice that this is a more web-based UI. And that was one of the reasons why I ran away from Chrome OS, because it was more web-based than any other operating system I had in mind. And I could only fully use this operating system once connected to the internet, seeming that this is based on simple notifications. Once you turn off data, there's not going to be any applications, and that's how you're going to have hard access to the files or to your applications. It's going to be harder to access your applications, I'm assuming, than in let's say it's going to be really hard to access applications than in Android OS. This is a very exclusive review. um I'm sure there are very many other tech reviewers in Kenya who haven't tried this. This is a very crazy APK. It doesn't have any content that you could interact with. So I will, if anything comes up, if there's a better version, if there's a better runnable version of this APK, this preview APK, I will do my review, and I will tell you any other information that comes up about Fushia OS. So I will keep in tabs. I repeat, I will keep in tabs. Please follow, please subscribe to Circuit by Tehila. Please subscribe, please like and share. This is the disaster of an operating system that will follow Android. I call it disaster because of the productivity. Very nice user interface. I repeat, very nice user interface. User interface is simple and is it's minimal. It's a minimal user interface. I like it that way. I like this new way of looking at things. But productivity, if you could at least put tiny little ways of, like, buttons somewhere below this battery and this time, location and battery, and instead of putting location, you could easily put in something else. Time, day, time and day with the battery, and let's say the four basic, or the four basic used features, like the phone, the camera, texts, and phone, camera, text, phone, messages, camera, and gallery. You see, those you can put those over here in their minuscule forms, then allow the rest to be hidden and accessible in the form of notifications. That is nice. Instead of having to hide it completely from view to create a nice looking operating system. So I have been your host, Adil Tehila, and this is another show of Circuit by Tehila. I hope you like. Guys, I hope you like. I hope, give me your comments on what you think about this new operating system, because believe you me, I don't know what to say about it. I don't know what to say about it. I can just say it's terrible on the part of productivity, but beautiful and seamless on the side of usability, in terms of its miniaturized form, in terms of the fact that it's minimal. It's a minimal UI. It's a combined UI. I like the fact that they have removed a lot of things that are very much unneeded, like the home screen. There's the difference between the home screen and the apps page. I like the fact that it's one combined page, which allows you to open things, and then you can easily, go back. Sorry, you can easily go back. The beauty about it is that you can easily go back. You open that, you open this. No, sorry. You can easily go back, and the beauty about it is you can open, you check. Once you're done checking, it closes. You open another one, you check. It gives that one line for is what's supposed to be the battery on this side and the time on the other, which disappears. I don't know how useful that is. If it just dimmed, it would have been nice, because we'd never need to tap the screen all the time or go back to check that, you see. um you cannot easily access settings on this. Nothing, by the way. uh See, uh I don't understand how this thing works. So this is how it looks like. You guys leave your comments on the comment section below, then tell me what do you think of the next generation of Google's operating system.